Ciao a tutti! Sono Nicole with Piatto recipes, and today we'll be learning to make puree di zucchine. As we say in Italy, a vellutata. A very popular dish in Italy during the spring and summer when zucchinis are in season. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do with zucchinis even this large to create an absolutely delicious and nutritious lunch or dinner. Let's go. This is a super easy dish. We do not even need to make a sofrito. For those of you who watch our channel, you'll know that a sofrito is a little saute that Italians use to create a base of flavor to make a sauce or other kinds of recipes. But here, we don't even do that. See? Pezzi larghi. Big pieces, because we're going to be cooking these down. You can eat this alone as a soup or use it as a pasta sauce. And I'll whip up a portion of pasta at the end of this video to show you how that looks. In Italy, we typically use zucchinis that look like this, the striped, multicolored zucchinis. In my experience, they're a bit more flavorful than the zucchini with dark skin. And our second ingredient, a beautiful fresh onion. This is actually a spring onion. So if you find spring onions in the supermarket that are smaller, you'll want to use several. So this is more or less 400 grams. So we want about 400 grams of onion, spring onion if you can find it. And with this too, we just want to cut it into large bite-sized pieces. This is an absolutely delicious recipe that I learned from Nonna Margherita, and I could not believe how simple it was when she finally revealed the recipe to me. Okay, always err on the side of caution and take as much the outer part of the onion as you need in order to be sure that you've removed all the dry bits, because this does not get softer. Okay, so this too, we just want large pieces. Whew. And this is strong. Okay. I'm going to put this in the pot as well. Don't worry, this will cook down quickly. Zucchini are full of water, and we're going to count on that for the sake of making our beautiful vellutata. Okay, the last ingredient that we need before putting this on the stovetop, some water. Not a lot, because the zucchini itself will be giving off the majority of the water. And we can always add more, but we don't want a vellutata that's too watery. So about 150 milliliters. It's into the pan. So in the beginning here, we're not going to be able to stir because our pot is full. But zucchini cook down quickly, and so in no time we'll be able to mix these guys together, give it a pinch of salt, and send it on its way. We're going to cover this. Once we see that things are moving along, we want to reduce this to a simmer. I'm going to add a pinch of salt now to help the zucchini release its water. Already smells delicious. And that's it. For now, we're going to let this guy cook. Starting to cook down nicely. So we just need to check on this every 5 minutes or so, just to give it a stir, make sure nothing's burning. But as long as you've kept it on simmer, it should take about 20 to 30 minutes. But you can see we're starting to get a lot more water because that water is coming out of the zucchini, just as we hoped. Okay, it's gonna be super, super flavorful. We're not there yet. Non è preparata, Nonna Margherita, per la camera. To create our vellutata, we're just going to be using an immersion blender. You can also use a high-powered food processor or a Vitamix. Here in Italy, we have something called a bimby, which is kind of like a Vitamix. It's a food processor that was even sold 30 years ago, has a really powerful motor. And all those tools will give you a beautiful vellutata. Oh yeah, looking good. Okay, now at this point, things have softened up, so we can start to use our immersion blender. At this point, I'm using the immersion blender just to break up the pieces and speed the cooking process. If you ever want to see all these recipes in Italian, in the original Italian, you can head over to youtube.com/Piatto. Our onion and zucchini are cooked. One time velvet. The final ingredient that we're going to be adding 2 additional ingredients. Aspetta. We're going to add delicious extra virgin olive oil at the very end before we puree the zucchini and onion. And this olive oil was pressed from olives coming from the olive trees outside the Piatto studio. So that's kind of a fun fact. I've already tasted it, so I know we do need a little bit of extra salt. Sì.
Peperoncino, ricorda.
In addition to olive oil, we will be using a little pinch of ground chili pepper. Now, when I say a pinch, we are going to be using just not a pinch, but like a little puntino, as we say in Italian, because this pepperoncino was ground from calabrese peppers, which we grew last year in the garden. And I know from experience it is very spicy. And so even though we can tolerate a lot of spice in the family, we're gonna just add a puntino at a time. And we're talking like a 1/16 of a teaspoon. Mamma mia. So we're up to 2 teaspoons of salt in total for this batch. Let's give it a taste. Oh yeah. Now we tend to eat this vellutata all spring and summer long whenever zucchinis can be found. And we tend to eat it at lunch as a soup. But because I know many of you just love spaghetti, today I'll show using this as a sauce for spaghetti, just so you can see another creative way to use this vellutata. And if you want to keep this meal veggie, you can use an Italian trick and add a little bit of lightly toasted breadcrumbs to the top. Alternatively, if you're a meat lover, you could mix in a bit of fried pancetta or guanciale. This is something that often surprises people who don't live in Italy, that Italians have a love affair not only with the 3 Ps, pasta, pizza, pastry, but also with vegetables, especially seasonal vegetables. E buon appetito! Ciao ciao!